So in this video, I'm going to talk about how I brainwashed myself into success, which led me from leaving my 9-to-5 job, a job that I hated, the life that I hated, to being able to live the life of my dreams, being able to make $5,000 a month consistently online and traveling the world doing a bunch of cool shit with a bunch of cool people. And also, this is the number one lesson that I actually took away from my millionaire mentor, Ted Carr. Shout out Ted, one of the GOATs, who instilled this belief in me that I have kept. And this belief is so crazy. In fact, a lot of beginners who I speak with now trying to make money online, whether through sales, whether through their own business, or through a different skill, everyone I see trying to make money online who fails doesn't do this one thing, right? This one thing is actually like so powerful. I realized that as soon as I learned it, I realized that the most successful people I know are doing this day in, day out. What is this one thing? How did I brainwash myself into success? It's called doing something called the inner work. What is the inner work? The inner work is before you try and change the external, before you try and change all these desires, all these passions that you have of living your dream life, of leaving your job, of making money online, of having your dream body, finding your soulmate, whatever it is, whatever desires you have, before you try and change the external, you have to change what's in here. You have to change the internal, right? You can't just create something out of nothing. It's that saying, energy cannot be created nor destroyed, only transferred. So what did I do to transfer my energy? How did I create the energy of success, this illusion of success? Cool thing that I did was I wrote down every single thing that I wanted in my life, right? So I wrote down, like, in a script, I wrote down like everything I wanted, and I would write it in third person. So I would say things like, Aman makes $5,000 a month online. Aman is in incredible shape. Aman is able to travel, meet cool people, and live in peace, be close with God, right? All these different things that I wanted in my life, I just wrote it all down on this big script, right? This one big Google Doc. I actually wrote it down on a piece of pen and paper first, then I transferred it to a Google Doc. But I wrote it down, and then this is the part where people go wrong, right? So if everyone writes down their goals, everyone writes down, okay, I want to make these figures, this amount of money, or drop this amount of weight, put on this amount of muscle. But what people don't do is they don't do the second part that is crucial, and that is actually brainwashing yourself. And I mean literally like hypnotizing yourself. In fact, there's actually quite a few people that do this professionally who work with very successful people. They get them to make their own script, and they get them to voice record it, right? So you make your script, and then you can do this with your mic. You can do this even, I just did this on my iPhone, right, with my voice recorder. I just like voice recorded it like this, and I went through everything that was on the script. I said it in third person with my own voice. You can also pay someone to do it, but I recommend starting it with your own voice first. And I listened to that recording 3 times a day for 21 days. Okay, 21 days straight. And by day 21, it was crazy. Even by like the first 5 days, I was just like mind blown, because I'd start thinking of all these different things that I wanted in my life. I started thinking of them more. I started thinking I already had them. I started thinking I'm already that person, I'm already that guy, right? And that was very powerful, because I didn't feel the need to like want them a lot, right? When you want a lot of things, it's a kind of a weird energy thing. Like when you want something really, really badly, you often don't end up getting it. You kind of have this energy that repels instead of attracts. So I thought, in my mind, I already had it. I thought I already had these things. Cool, I'm already living my dream life. And I just ended up taking like massive action. I ended up just doing things that I wasn't doing before, seeing the world in ways that I wasn't seeing before. And that led to me just being more consistent with gym. It led to me actually focusing on getting better at sales, which was the only vehicle I had at the time that would actually help me make the amount of money that I wanted to make, and it did. Right, I went all in on just improving, just doing consistent call reviews, consistent role-playing, training, practicing, getting better, getting on the court, practicing, everything. Right, so I would do this for like hours each day. And by day 21, I felt like I was a completely different person, like in my own mind. The way that I viewed myself, I thought I was like already a millionaire, right? Crazy. I made this, by the way, when I was 19. So at the age of 19, I was walking around, and in my head, I thought that I was already a millionaire. I thought that I was already one of the greatest philosophers of all time. Funny story about that. But this is where most people go wrong, though. They don't do the inner work. They just try and say, okay, cool, I'm going to get up and I'm going to go to the gym tomorrow morning. Or I'm going to wake up tomorrow and start a business, right? But they don't do the inner work. They don't do what needs to be done inside first, changing the internal and transferring their energy to a place of abundance, to a place where they already have that life. And then the plan comes to them afterwards, right? Because that's the thing as well. This is what most people also don't understand. It's the fact that most of the time, what you think is holding you back is not really holding you back. What you think is holding you back is like that one thing, right? That one technical thing. It may be like, okay, when I get a car, I can go to the gym every single day. I'll be so consistent with the gym, right? I just need a car. Or let's say in a business, it might be I just need to change my funnel, or I just need to make content, but I'm not sure how to make content, right? All the problems you think you have, they're just like really limiting beliefs. And so by changing those limiting beliefs, by going back and overriding them, you actually change you. And that's what you need to do. You need to change you, the way that you see yourself. Because thoughts become like things, like literal, physical things. The way that you see yourself. Which is very, very powerful. Very, very powerful, right? So when you actually go in, you change what's inside of you. You often end up just brainwashing yourself to success, as I mentioned, right? Crazy part, and this is the part that really mind blower, is the fact that everything that I wrote down in my script, 80 to 90% of it, of the first part of the first draft of the script that I wrote, and I voice recorded, it all came true. Everything on there came true. 80 to 90% of it, as I already said. 80 to 90% of what I wrote on that script came true. In less than 6 months, which is crazy. I remember having a conversation with Ted, my millionaire mentor, with our team, about making my first script. I asked everyone how they wrote theirs. I then went back and wrote mine. 6 months later, everything else comes true on there. Genuinely crazy. So yeah, 21 days, that's when you really, I think, you change as a person. 6 months, everything on there will come true. It's crazy. The only regret I do have, and this is why I fucked up in doing this, is the fact that the goals that I set in that script, they weren't big enough, right? Because if I'd aimed for higher, maybe I would be at a better place than I currently am, right? I just thought, let me just set something like modest, that's realistic, that's doable. But no, you gotta set the bar high. You gotta set something that is unrealistic, that is something that actually causes you to feel a certain emotion, right? If I say to someone I'm speaking with, I even ask this sometimes in sales calls. I ask people, cool, does making that amount of money really excite you? And they say no. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, what number excites you? They say, I don't know. I'm saying, then I start going through it. I start saying, okay, cool. Does 10K a month make you excited? Does it make you feel anything, emotionally? They say no. I say, okay, cool. 20K? No. 50K? What if I said you make $50,000 every single month? Aha. Okay. Now I'm starting to feel something here, And I picked something that was modest to me in my first script, and I then went back and changed it very, very recently. I actually only changed mine a month or two ago. 6 weeks ago, I changed my script. And I set very, very unrealistic goals. But in my mind now, I'm already that. I'm already living that life. I'm already the person I want to be. I already have everything that I want in life. And it's only a matter of time before the world catches up to me, instead of me catching up to the world. So that's how I brainwash myself to success. If you want a closer look at this script, just fire DM my way on Instagram. I will link it in the description below, and I'll send you exactly how I made mine. You can make your own. You can do this within the next few days, and you can also brainwash yourself to success. Make all the money you want online, get into the best shape you want, and hopefully live a pretty cool life. Cool. Peace out. Peace.